Happy Friday, y'all. My name is Rebecca and welcome to my channel. I am on my way to work and it is a gorgeous Friday and I am so excited that fall is here. So happy fall, y'all. I started the week out Saturday with Harvest Fest. It was the first day of fall and we had a wonderful time at Harvest Fest. When I am not on YouTube crafting, I am the Activities Program and Events Director for Medical Lodges Neosho, and we have a Harvest Fest every year. It just so happened this year it fell on the first day of fall, and we had Clydesdale wagon rides and snow cones and a live band, and we have pony rides. It was so much fun. A big bounce house. The kids had a ball and they mingled with all of our residents, and it was a great way to kick off fall, and everybody had a really good time. So if I'm not on YouTube crafting, then I am very busy at my job, which I absolutely love, and you can actually check out what I do when I'm not on here by following our hashtag on Facebook. It's hashtag Neosho Lodge, NEOSHOLODGE, and we keep ourselves really, really busy. And I started crafting and doing DIYs because I wanted to extend my budget, and I wanted to extend my decor budget at home, and I wanted to extend my budget at work. And so the best way to do that was just to DIY everything. I have also been busy this week giving the main dining room a refresh and painting all of our older style furniture in a beautiful black paint, and everything turned out so wonderful. And so if you want to extend your budget, just DIY. Don't be afraid. Just jump right on in there. And so I will show you today's craft. It is something that I got off the clearance rack at the Dollar Tree. And if you are not aware, Dollar Tree does have a clearance rack. It's probably tucked away on an end cap or up by the register. It may just be a little basket, but they do have some really good goodies in there. And if you're a crafter, it's a gold mine. So come craft with me. What I found at the Dollar Tree was this cute little patriotic barn door that they had in the summer months, and it was marked down to $1.25. It had been in the bonus section, and I do believe that it was $3. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe at one time it was $3. And so I just picked that up, and I decided to kind of remake it for fall. I took the wreath off and took my sander to it, and the reason why it had been clearanced out was because the handle on the little barn door, the little metal handle, was torn off. I pick up my little sanding block at the Dollar Tree when they have them, but if they do not have them, then I get mine at Harbor Freight. It had a little bit of a sticky piece that was glue, and so I had just taken my little craft knife and cut that away and then finished sanding it. I'm going to give it a really good coat of Waverly chalk paint in white. I ended up putting one very thick coat of the paint on and getting my little sponge brush down in all the little nooks and crannies, and because I wanted to keep the welcome sign on there. I thought that was really cute. And then I went over it and gave it just another lighter coat of paint. It wasn't as good a coverage because it really didn't bother me if some of the paint was going to shine through, because I knew that I was going to just stress it down. So I just made sure it was a really good, probably I would call it a coat and a half. And if that doesn't make any sense, I apologize. And then I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color crimson and a small brush, and I just started going over the welcome sign with the red. It's not necessary to use chalk paint on the welcome sign, and you could actually do the entire project with acrylic paint. You would just probably have to put a little bit more of a coat on, and probably I would say maybe 3 coats, because this is a slicker type MDF wood situation, and so it's not going to cover as well as the chalk paint. But I had the red in the crimson color. I love that color, and so I just took my little brush and went over the entire welcome with the chalk paint in crimson. Dollar Tree had come out with a package of different size brushes in their bonus section, in their plus section, for $3. And so I was just trying them out to see what kind of quality they were. And I thought that they worked really well. And I was very happy with them. So I took my sanding block and I just went over the entire thing and kind of roughed it up. I had already sanded it once before I put the paint on it, but I wanted to kind of let a little bit more of that wood detail shine through. I was a little softer on the areas that I knew had the navy blue, because that was not going to go with anything that I had going on for fall. And so I was just real careful with those parts. And then I took my Waverly wax, and then I just kind of very lightly on my sponge, I just very lightly dabbed it, and then I just took a paper towel and just kind of blended that all in. If the areas were too dark, then I kind of, made sure I rubbed it a little bit more and kind of just worked with it until I was just really satisfied with how my eye looked and how it looked to me. And I wanted it to look like an old barn door. I had purchased these little palettes at Dollar Tree, and I had them in my craft stash, and I thought that they would be really good for this project and give it a little bit of a rustic appearance. So I went ahead and went over it very lightly with my Waverly wax. It's the Waverly Antique Wax, and I'm really fond of it. I love the color, and I do like putting it on these little pieces of unfinished wood because it makes it really rich. I also was not offended that some of it was a little bit darker in some areas, because I was going for more of a rustic appearance. I took a smaller brush, and then I got down into the grooves of the palette really good, and then I also did kind of like where the excess had kind of stayed on a little bit of the edges, and I really liked the way that looked. I'm not necessarily farmhouse in my style, but I do like a rustic appearance on my projects, and I kind of mix that in with my decor. I took a paper towel, and where it was a little bit heavy on the antique wax, I wiped that off. I used the wood hot glue for this project, and I glued my 2 smaller palettes down on either side, and I'm very much in love with the wood hot glue. It is really sturdy and it holds up really well. And then I just laid the larger palette on the top and glued that down. I placed my project on top of a piece of scrap foam board that I had and traced it out, and then I just took my craft knife and I cut the foam board out with my craft knife so that it would be the same size that I needed, because I needed a bottom for my little palette box. And I did not think that I needed wood hot glue for that, and I was afraid to melt the foam board, so I just put that on with my regular hot glue. I did make sure that all of my edges were reinforced with hot glue. Now, to make the handle, I had some wired jute cord that I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and I just took that wired jute cord and I kind of wound it very tightly around and around, and used my hot glue to shape it, and so that none of the metal would shine through the little wire that's on the inside of the jute cord. And I just made a nice little handle out of the wired jute cord, and that was my solution for the barn door handle being gone, and it looked
amazing. I was so happy with how this came out, and I just kind of shaped it with my fingers, and I got it the size that I wanted and just kind of fiddled around with it, and then I just put some hot glue on either end, and I glued that down in the area that the metal handle had been. I took the wreath apart because I did not want anything patriotic, and so I just took all of the embellishments off of the little wreath that actually had come on it, and I used the eucalyptus on a different project. So, waste not, want not. I say it all the time, but I just kind of put things back and then I reuse them. I had got these wooden cupcake picks at the Dollar Tree. I didn't know what I was going to use them for, but I thought they were so cute. I picked up my ribbon at the Dollar Tree, and then I am going to use the red and tan jute twine that I pick up every summer in the nautical section because I think it goes with all of my fall decor. And I really like it, and I always purchase it in the summertime, and then I just kind of leave it back until I need it for fall. I had some of this ribbon that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. I cannot pass up ribbon. I'm a ribbon fanatic. And so I just cut my pieces probably about 6 inches maybe, and then I just stacked them one on top of each other in kind of a little rotating pattern, put my jute twine underneath, and then I just gave it a really, really tight knot. And I thought I would just put a little messy bow on this wreath, and so I just kind of fluffed it all out. It's a really quick and easy bow to make, and it looks really, really cute. And the trick is just to kind of fan it all out and fluff it all out so that you see all of the patterns that you have lined up. And then I just hot glued that onto the grapevine wreath that I had taken off the project. And there you go. It is no longer a patriotic situation. We are now into fall. I took the wooden picks off of the cupcake picks that I had purchased, the little cupcake pumpkin picks. And then I had also picked up some fall berries in a pick at the Dollar Tree, and I had some fall foliage laying around, and I just tucked that in and made just a cute little fall wreath for my little project. I was so excited that the Dollar Tree had started bringing fall in, and this was in July, and the only thing that they had were these little berry picks at that time, and I just had to buy them because I was so excited for fall. I love fall. It is my favorite time of year. It is full of so many fun things to do. And so I just couldn't help myself. I seen some fall berry picks at the Dollar Tree, and I snagged them up, and I didn't even care that we were singing Yankee Doodle Dandy at the time. So I cut my little ends off of my messy bow kind of at an angle, and then I just kind of trimmed it out the way I thought it needed to look. Once I had everything fluffed and embellished and looking the way I wanted, then I just took a really good amount of hot glue and I glued that grapevine wreath right back onto the front of my barn door. When I started this project, I did not know what I was going to fill my little palette box with, but I had this little hay bale that I had bought at the beginning of the season because I just thought it was cute and I couldn't resist it. And I cut off some of my little pumpkin cupcake picks, and I just started poking a few of them down into the hay bale. They kind of gave it a little bit of a 3D look. And I have figured out that when I need to use filler on a project, that Dollar Tree's red, tan, that kind of the paper filler for gift bags are really kind of amazing to fill in like florals and different things like that. And so that's what I had kind of used at the bottom. I took the rest of my fall foliage and kind of tucked it in and put a little bit of hot glue so that it wouldn't move around. And I just had fun just tucking all of my foliage in and embellishing this and adding some berry picks here and there where I thought that they needed to. I love the way that those little cupcake pumpkin picks looked. That is a mouthful, let me tell you. And they looked kind of 3D. I don't know. They just looked so adorable. And it was just something different. And they were really easy on the budget. I think you got 20 of those little wooden picks in a package for $1.25. You just can't beat that. And so this is how my little fall welcome sign turned out. You can hang it or it will just sit up on its own, so you don't have to hang it. It's very versatile. It's a trash to treasure piece with a little bit of a makeover. It went from broken to fall fabulous, and it goes right on into my fall decor so easily. I'm absolutely in love with it. It does not look like it was ever broken. It looks like it was made to be that way. It's warm, it's welcoming, it speaks to all of the fall. It's got gorgeous fall colors, and no one would ever know that I bought this broken on the Dollar Tree clearance rack.
It's the end of my work day, and it has been an absolutely glorious Friday. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video. Give me a thumbs up. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Y'all are the bomb, and I've enjoyed each and every one of you and your comments. And so welcome to Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos. If you are at the Dollar Tree, check out their clearance rack. Each store has one. And if you can't find it, ask one of the employees. They are so polite in our stores, and they would be more than happy to help you out and let you know where they keep their clearance goodies. So have a great weekend, whatever fall and activities that you've got planned. Have fun. I mean, we can fuss about the weather, but you know, it is nice and warm and sunny, and so it's a little gift that we've been given. So happy weekend.